Hey,
Hi.
how's it doing?
Okay, thanks. I was on Zoom earlier for a job, and I had to mute, so that's why I wasn't sure if it was working right now.
It's okay, but thanks for willing to do this.
Sure thing. Just adjusting volume and everything else. Um, Sometimes when you record from home, they use a few different software things, including Zoom is where the video was playing. So
Yeah,
you have to mute everything on there so that you can hear through your headsets, through the other programs, etc. So that's why I've got to readjust Zoom here.
yeah, it's okay. But anyway, I've been waiting a long time to finally interview you, like I've interviewed so many others for months,
Ah,
including Lex Lang, Steve Staley, and the others.
mhm.
But in any case, I have lots of questions I wanted to ask you.
Okay, hopefully I can answer them. I don't have the best memory of everything, like I was saying in my message to you, but I'll do my best.
It's okay. But tell me, how's it like being a voice actor in many animated shows?
Well, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, but I enjoy it. I've been working full time since I was 16. So I had a lot of I quit school at 16 and went to work and was supporting myself, paying rent and etc. So I was working a long time. So I had a lot of other jobs I did before I got into acting full time. I worked for 15 years at other things before I got into acting full time. And I like this much, much better than everything else that I did before this. I've been doing this for 40 years now, acting.
I see. So this is what you like about this, which leads me to the one most important question. How did you get into voice acting?
Um, well, I was doing theater like after work in the evenings as an amateur, not getting paid. But I always wanted to act, and so I do school plays and I do theater and things like that. But I never thought I could make a living at it. I'm from Canada originally, and at that time when I was growing up in Canada, there was very few people who could make a living acting. It was a rare thing. Um, but I'd done a little bit of voice things here and theater work, etc. And I was working a day job, a 9 to 5 job, and they needed somebody to do some voiceover for something within the company. And I thought, it'll be fun. I'll audition for it. Wasn't getting paid, and I got it. And I started to do more and more work for them to the point where the man who was very nice said, "You need to get paid. You're doing so much work for us. I'm going to get you some money." And the light went on in my head, and I went, "Wait a minute, I can get paid to do this?" So I asked him if he thought that I might be good enough to do it professionally. And he said, "Yeah, I think you possibly could." So I made a demo, uh, like a 2 or 3 minute demo doing different voices, reading commercials and whatever. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I took it and marketed it. I sent it out to a lot of different companies, advertising companies, etc. Thought I'll see what happens. In the meantime, I'm doing theater at night, and I got a client. Somebody hired me, and suddenly I was getting paid to do commercials, radio commercials, with my voice. So I went, okay. Well, I'm making pretty good money at my job, but I don't really like it. I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to quit my job. And I'm a pretty mature person, and I've been working for many years. I've had employees before. I've had budgets. I know a fair bit about running my own world, running my own life. So I quit my job and uh, started to do professional theater, doing on camera films in Canada where I was getting paid, and voice work. And then eventually I got cast in a cartoon series in Los Angeles. And from there, it really just became, I sort of slowly dropped all the other things and just concentrated on the voice work. That was 1985.
I see. So that's how you got into voice acting. It's because of all the
Yeah.
experiences that you've gotten. Now I'm beginning to understand. which
Yeah,
of course,
other experiences sort of took me there. Yeah.
I see. Which leads me to the question, but why do you
I,
like playing in animated shows and video
oh,
games? To what end?
um, well, it's acting. I like acting from the time I was a little kid. As I said, I would do plays in school pretending to be other characters. And I really liked that I could make people laugh, make people think, make people feel things on stage. Of course, on stage, they're right there. And so you're getting the applause, but it makes you feel good. And you think, hey, I'm entertaining these people. And it's fun for me to be all these different people that I'm not. I only get to live one life, but I can pretend to be so many other people. So in voice work, it's the same thing, even more, because on stage or on camera, I have to play a character that kind of looks like me or is in my age or something like that. But in voice work, I can be a giant, I can be a tiny little creature this big, I can be an animal that talks, I can be a million different things. So it's a lot of fun to look at a picture of a character that they send you and to try to figure out what do they sound like. You know, what would their voice sound like and what would their attitude be? What would they think about the world and how would they speak to other people? And how would they view it? So it's fun. It's pretending. You're kind of being a child again, but you have to do it as an adult. You have to be grown up and very mature about the work. But at the same time, you're kind of letting your child out too, to play and pretend.
I see. So that's why you like playing, like to be in animated shows. It's because of the types of voices that you've beginning to explain to me. Else, which leads me to the questions about your characters that I've been knowing of since animated and video games. But one of them included this. But in the game Metal Gear Solid, what was your favorite thing about playing the character Psycho Mantis?
Psycho. Well, I had played a lot of heroes or good guys, so it's always fun to play somebody who's twisted, who's a little strange and a little off. Is kind of a challenge. So I had to audition for him. Other actors also auditioned, and I was lucky enough to get that role. And I liked that he had so much going on inside of him. He had a lot of conflict. There was anger and hatred and a lot of different things going on inside of him at all times. And plus, of course, he wanted power, and he wanted to very much to be the winner of everything. But he was fun. Gives me a lot of energy, but he was very challenging to play.
I see. So that's what you like about playing the character. Because I actually played the game Metal Gear Solid, and I saw you in there as Psycho Mantis, who turns out to be the boss to Solid Snake. You know, I've gotta say that is pretty awesome of you being that character. You know, especially when it comes to interacting with the people. You know.
Yeah, it was very different for the time that he could make the game your board vibrate and stuff. That was very different. It was very new at that time.
Yeah, now I'm getting it. But anyway, what was the biggest thing when playing Shingen Kasanani in the anime show Dororia?
But Shingen, I
On
think
the-
Shingen, the one with the mask over his mouth.
yes, that's him.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, he was fun. He was fun because he was crazy. And so it's kind of fun to play somebody he was clever. He was a smart person, but he was also kind of crazy. So that's always fun to play somebody who's not just normal. It's fun to play a hero and to save the day and be heroic, but it's kind of fun to play somebody who's very strange and different. So he was a lot of fun to play. I do remember him.
I see. Because I've actually seen that anime show, you know, and I've gotta say, it's very good of you to be part of that show, along with Bryce Peppenbrook, Kari Walgren, and so many great other voice actors you got to encounter with, especially when you played the Max dude, Shinnigan.
Yeah. Well, I'm not in the studio at the same time as them, but I know them. You go in by yourself on anime. You go in by yourself. But I used to direct way back when, so I knew Bryce when Bryce was a teenager, when he was first starting, I used to work with his dad, Bob Pappenbrook, and Bryce was just a teenager. And so sometimes I would direct him in some of his earliest shows when he was growing up. So I've known him a long, long time, him and his family, a long time.
Wow.
Carrie, I met later. Carrie's a very nice lady, a very talented, very nice person.
I see. But anyway, what was the best thing about playing Valakin or Hell Rising in BlazBlue?
I think is it Blaz or Blaze? I'm not sure.
BlazBlue, yeah.
Is it Blaz?
Without an E.
Ah, right. It's not an E. Yeah. He's was he the one with the? Did he have a British accent?
Yes, the one with the beard, the one who encounters Patrick Sate's character, Ragnar the Blood Edge. The one
Right.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, so far you're naming characters I remember. That's good because some of them I won't remember. But that one, I do a lot of accents, and that's part of the reason I used to get hired was for accents. So playing someone who's British, has a British accent, it's always an enjoyable process for me because I enjoy, it's just like being someone else entirely, to play someone who has an entirely different sort of accent than the one you were raised with, that you were born with. So playing someone who's British is jolly good fun. Right, and he might be British, but he might not be as well educated either, right? He might be a tough guy from a rough part of town, from maybe he's working class and he hangs out in the pubs all the time and he likes to fight and he's a soccer hooligan. Who knows, eh? So it's just fun to throw your voice around and, do different accents and things. For me, at least, anyway, I enjoy it.
I see. So this is what you like about playing that character. Because I've actually played the game BlazBlue, but most importantly, watched Shattered Memories of BlazBlue. And I've got to say, you did a very good job playing that character, along with Patrick Sates, Christina B, and so many others. Because you are quite very awesome. But speaking of very best characters, how did it like about playing the character Fugaku Uchiha in Naruto?
Okay. The dad, the mean dad. Yeah. Around that time, there was a time where I wasn't doing as much anime. I was doing other kinds of voice work. So I got into Naruto a little bit late after it had already started, but then I got cast in that character. Those were, everybody who directs and the actors, we all kind of know each other, from all these different shows over the years. So he was interesting. I mean, I didn't like him as a person because he was very mean to I thought he was very mean to his sons, but he was fun to play. I played 3 or 4 characters in Naruto. I played some minor characters too. A talking tortoise or turtle or something, or frog.
You're correct.
Yeah, there was a couple of different characters that I played, and then Mike McConaughey had been playing something like the Lord of the Seven Somethings or whatever.
You mean Hakaromo Asasuski?
Yeah, I think that's the name.
Yeah,
and then
you're correct.
I took over. Michael moved out of town, and I took over the character for the last 30 episodes or 40 episodes, just for a short period of time. So I had that character too for a while, where I tried to voice match him as much as I could after Michael left.
Wow. So that's how I be beginning to know how Hakaromo Asasuki sounds different. It's because Michael McConaughey left town. Now I'm beginning to understand everything.
Yeah.
And
he moved out of Los Angeles. And at that time, they still wanted to record in studio. Now, because of COVID, we can record at home. I was just recording this morning before we started this, recording from here. But at that time, they still wanted the actors in the studio. So when Michael left, they knew I could do a little bit of a Michael McConaughey imitation and sounded a little bit like Michael. So I was cast to take over the role for him.
Yeah, I see. What was your favorite thing about being in the video game Fire Emblem as Gilbert and Duke Agar?
Well, that's a very different character. That's almost like opposite of Psycho Mantis in a way, in that Gilbert is actually a very decent person. But what's fun about Gilbert, I remember more about Gilbert than I do about the other character. What I liked about Gilbert was that he has conflicts. Gilbert has doesn't have a great relationship with his daughter. He has worries about what he used to do in the court in his younger days. So he has conflict inside of himself about things. He's not just straight ahead. So when you're acting, playing a character like that, you have to portray that conflict. So Gilbert's interesting because he has regrets in his life. He has things about his life that he wishes he had done differently, but he's attempting now to do the right things. He's attempting to be a good person. But it's fun when they have a history, when they have a long life history before you voice them, that you can bring in to try to make that influence how you voice them.
Oh, I see. So that's what makes you very good about playing that character. Because all I know is that I've been playing Fire Emblem recently, like that new Fire Emblem game called Three Hopes.
Right.
And I gotta say, you were in it, you know, along with Dan Warren, Christopher Corey Smith, and others.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very good to hear your voice in that video game, you know.
Thank you.
It's always my pleasure, you know. Plus, I've been a big fan of anime for years, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and was had the hopes of getting other voice actors to be part of these projects. Do you remember Cowboy Bebop or Mobile Suit Gundam?
Yes, Cowboy Bebop. I was not as involved. That was the late Kevin Seymour and Magnitude 8 Studios. But I remember Cowboy Bebop. But that was Kevin's baby.
How is
And
it like being part of it?
oh well, it's nice. When you're doing the show, you don't know if it's going to be popular. You're just doing your work. So it's always nice to find out later that a show like Cowboy Bebop became so popular that people still talk about it to this day. So that it's nice to be part of shows that have that kind of history that people remember for such a long time.
Oh, I see. Which, of course, leads me to a question about one of your characters. But what makes you get interested into playing the character Mitsasu Sori in the anime show Kill La Kill with Erica Mendez and Laura Post?
Well, it's not so much that I was interested in play. I don't get to choose what I play. I think I auditioned for it, so they would look at the character and say, what actors might be able to do a good job of this, and then they send us material and we record a little bit, send it back to them, and they choose which actor they want to have play the role. So I was very lucky to get the role in Kill la Kill, and that was a fun show. I like the scripts in that show. Some shows are better written, I think, are better written shows or more interesting to me. Everybody has their own taste. You may love one show and I may love another one, but Kill la Kill I liked. I thought it was a fun show to do, so I enjoyed working on that.
I see. So this is what you like about being part of the show Kill la Kill, because I've been seeing that show a lot, and well, I've seen it like recently, you know. And from all I can
Mhm.
tell, you were in it, you know, and I'm very impressed with that voice of yours playing that
Thank
character,
you.
along
Thank
with
you.
so many great others that you got support with, you know.
Mm.
You know One Punch Man?
Yeah, I remember One Punch Man. Yeah,
How's it
that was
like
fun.
playing the Doctor?
Yeah, that was a fun show. That one I remember. And yeah, yeah, one the doctor, right, right. Yeah, he was another crazy guy, as I recall, another strange character, very odd character. And so those ones are fun. The ones that are odd are fun ones to voice.
I see.
So that was a good one.
That's very good to hear. Which character has been the most challenging to you to play and why?
The most challenging. Well, when I first, this isn't anime. This is original animation I'm talking about now.
Yeah.
When I first came to Los Angeles in 1985, I was in a cartoon series that played on network television, and I played 8 different characters in that cartoon. So that was very challenging to make all the characters sound different. 4 of them were good guys and 4 of them were villains. And I had to make them all sound different, which was a lot of fun. I really liked it, but it was very challenging.
Oh, I see.
That cartoon series was called M.A.S.K, Mobile Armored Strike Command.
Wow.
It was
That's,
pretty cool.
yeah, I'm beginning to understand that. Because all I know is that I've been seeing your shows actually, and they turned out you were very awesome to play them, you know, especially when it comes to playing different characters, you know. But anyway, well, it was super nice talking to you, Mr. Doug Stone, and hopefully, hopefully we get to see each other again throughout social media and stuff.
And hopefully I'll keep appearing in anime that you like and your
Yeah.
friends like. And
To be honest with you, I'm very glad I was able to talk to you about some things, and I'm very glad I asked you everything. That way I can get to know more about you like I did with so many.
right, right. Well, I'm glad you got to ask all your questions, and I hope I answered them well for you.
You did, my friend. And I'll see you then, my friend.
Okay, have a good rest of the day.
You too, my friend.
Okay,
Bye.
take care.